They were tougher than we were.
And then
Bunch of pansies.
That's right. We are a bunch of pansies. You would have thought it was snowing last week. It's freezing outside.
well, because it was.
It was 55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, like, sometimes people will be like, oh, were you born in Florida? Are you a Florida native? And it's like, practically, because I've been here since I was 4 and, I'm 41 now, and that's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And I am super acclimated to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And the heat and the humidity. And then when we travel, we would, like, go to New York because we used to go every year. We would go to New York and, into New York City anyway. And we would do the Macy's parade there. Mm-hmm. And you'd get up there, and the second you get off the plane, like, my hair doesn't have a lot of volume to begin with. So let's start with that. But then you get off the plane, and it doesn't frizz. Like, you hear about people that travel and it frizzes. Mine does not frizz. It goes so flat.
Oh, geez.
Does it, like, attach to your face?
And then staticky, like just walking through the airport or something, my hair is like, floating away.
Oh, my gosh. Mine grows. It turns into Dora the Explorer hair.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's not a good look.
No. Not fun.
We did it. Come on, Boots.
Let's get it. Oh my God. That's funny.
So I guess we're recording. So
Is it
welcome.
recording right now?
It is, and the camera's going too. So we'll see how that all comes out.
Because you're getting my profile.
Yeah, everybody's profile.
Can we shave that down?
It's a beautiful profile.
Oh, dear.
Yes, it is a beautiful
Lily
profile.
Kate says I'm like Gru or Doofenshmirtz with the nose.
Oh,
Look, our
goodness
kids are
gracious.
like kind of mean to us, huh?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're kind of mean back, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were we like
it
that
evens
with-
out in the end, right?
Were we like that with our parents? I don't know, probably.
Not to their face.
Yeah,
It was a
probably
different
not.
generation back then.
True
Kids
that.
these days are way more free.
Way.
Maybe that's our fault. We let them do that. I
Look,
suppose.
I think it's fine when they
Yeah.
talk about sharks. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, that is
Somehow we
true.
always end up talking about sharks.
It's
Oh, we
always,
do.
I mean, it's a thing when you're a parent, right? Like, it just becomes all about the poop.
I think
It's
it does.
always about the poop. The
Yeah.
farts are funny. I mean, let's just
They
put it
are.
out there.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farts are totally funny.
So you had a great idea for, like, a title for all of these episodes, like when we have each one.
Yes.
And I don't think Cathi heard you when you were telling me about it.
Oh, tell me.
Oh, I will.
Do share.
So I had an idea about somehow weaving in a piece of dialogue or lyric from different musicals that we could use as our title. Like, as I was getting ready this morning, my earworm for the day was Anything's Possible from Seussical, because I kept thinking, I can't believe we're doing this, but I guess anything's possible.
It is, though.
Yes,
So
that
here
totally
we
I
are.
mean, we've been talking about doing this now for, I don't know, half a year at least, because it was during Seussical Junior over at
Yes.
Winter Haven that we did kind of, we made our little
burst
text
joked
group.
about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we joked about how cool it would be and how we should be doing it. And we should have been even back then.
Right.
Because, like, every time we start a show, it's always the three of us. We're always together, and we're always doing all the volunteering stuff. And so here we are about to start Rudolph Jr. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are. So this is
back
a
at it.
perfect
I know.
time.
It is.
So I absolutely love your idea. So I think we definitely need to do that. So this episode should definitely be called
Anything's
Anything's
possible. It's
possible.
totally appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
great.
because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We'll just pop that Kristen cherry right there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, you should not have any disillusions as you listen to this show. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you can listen to it in front of the kids. But because I have, like, my motto with the girls is they're curse words, and they're actually called mommy words in our house.
Oh,
And if you're not a mommy, you don't get to say them.
don't get to use them.
Yeah,
Perfect.
at least not in my presence.
There you go.
Yeah, because
It's
they're
all
using
about boundaries.
I know
They're
using
definitely using them.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah.
And let's face it, they're exposed to it, right? So let's
Yeah.
make it comfortable. You make it taboo, and then it's like, oh my gosh,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna say it.
there's
know?
like those households that grow up where the curse words are like stupid or shut up
Yeah,
Things like
yeah.
that. I was like, it's totally subjective. What do
Yeah.
you think is a curse word?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that there are some words that are totally off limits.
Yes.
Yeah,
there are.
absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely, for sure. So we're at dinner last night, and Gabby's like, I said the screwed word. And I was like, well, what? I mean, to me, what do you even add to that? You know, like, I don't even know what that is.
Is that a bad word?
She
thinks it is?
It depends what the context is, right? Yeah, because we've always been that house, right? Like, shut up is the bad word or whatever,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So as we're getting older, we've gotten looser. I've gotten looser. PJ still doesn't really curse in front of the kids. But anyway,
Good for him and his self-control.
I know.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly. Somebody has to have it around here, you know? So anyways, we're sitting at dinner and I'm like, well, what happened, babe? And she was like, well, I'm so sorry I said it. Well, tell me what's going on. She's like, well, Max and I, we knew we were supposed to be cleaning up our rooms and we started playing with our phones and our games and stuff. And I was like, Max, we need to stop. We need to get back to it or we're going to be screwed. And I was like, okay, well, that's definitely a
Nice.
perfect context.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me. Appreciate that you shared that you felt a little heaviness on your heart that you needed to tell mom about that. But I said, all right.
You have
And
such
then we
sweet
just
kids.
left it
Do
go,
have
you
sweet
know.
kids.
Well, give him 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Let's see how that
Maybe.
rolls.
Let them be teenagers. Wait, how old is Max?
12.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
12. But he's not
You
like...
blink and he'll be 16.
Well, yeah, I know. So we're just relishing it. They still like us. They still want to hang out. Same like with your kids, you know.
Yeah.
So it's nice because everyone keeps saying one of these days I'm not going to like you anymore. But I will tell you, the theater is one thing that is definitely keeps us together.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
funny because, Michaela's not even, like, she's not a theater kid. She's a band nerd.
Yeah.
But she really loves, like, coming and volunteering so that she can be a part of that. She loves that, Chris and I do it. And, Pinky's obviously almost always in the show. And then she wants to come and do spots or whatever. And, like, she loves it.
It's a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And they've grown little friendships because of it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
awesome. Just like
absolutely.
how we have.
With the other cast members and stuff. Even when, so we did I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. And I was kind of hard up for Tex. And we needed help. And you guys are awesome and came and did that. But I also got the kids to do it. And I felt kind of like torn about even whether or not I wanted them to volunteer. And Max came and did it too. And I was worried that maybe it was just too adult. Like
Right,
anybody that
content.
knows anything about that show, I mean, they sing a song about, a picture of his penis. And there's like an infomercial type, scene about having a lawyer in the bedroom to help you have better sex. So like, it's a funny show.
Yeah.
And I was worried that it was a little advanced for my, 13, almost 14-year-old and my 16-and-a-half-year-old. But they had a blast and they made such great friendships with that cast.
Yeah, it was a great
And
cast.
now like they're like Michaela's really big into all the drawing stuff and she's had commissions come out of that show. She did that one for PJ. She's got some stuff she's supposed to do for Preston. And then she did one for Adriana.
Oh, well, perfect. See?
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
got some good connections.
Yeah, totally. And I know these names mean nothing to anybody listening to this podcast unless they're from here, which, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, always.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool because, everybody's so supportive. Like even if her thing is not to get on the stage.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
She's damn good at spots.
Yeah, she is. She can hold that spot like
Absolutely.
nobody's business.
Wishing
Yeah.
she was available for Rudolph right now.
Yeah, I know Max is doing it though, right?
He is.
Yeah.
Yes. But we need another one.
She
and
can't
I know
do spots?
she's busy.
Because she's a band nerd. She's got all those band concert
concerts.
things.
Yeah,
Well,
Christmas.
she had her fall one already, but then they've got, because she, Harrison's busy. They've always got all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, she's going to do they've got like some kind of winter thing. So she's going to go do that. We're actually on Conflict on the final dress of Rudolph. Chris and I are not going to be there.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Dun,
You guys-
dun, dun.
Who's going to be Mr. Bumble with us?
She
I
just
don't-
dropped that
that's
on us,
actually a good
Angela. Do you
point.
realize
Is he a
how she
mister,
just did
or is he
that?
just a Bumble?
He's just Bumble. Bumble
Okay.
the Abominable.
He's a unisex type character.
So we're having this huge puppet for Bumble, the abominable
I cannot wait to see this thing.
abominable
Like in my
snowman.
head, it's massive. So I know it's not going to be like that, but I am really excited for this.
It's going to be cool. There's 4 of us puppeteering.
At least, I mean, I don't know if it'll take more. So you've got, I think, far as I understand the vision, I think you get an arm and another arm and then the head. I think that's kind of the general gist. But at the end of the show, spoiler alert, Bumble puts a star on the tree.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
In, you know,
Okay. That's
gonna
Santa
be your
Christmas
arm.
Town or whatever.
No.
And so
Turn it around, Angela.
you don't want to do anything like super crazy, like put the star on the Bumble hand and then he has to transfer it to some kind of tree,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Velcro transferred thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe that'll be how it goes down, but I don't think that's the goal because that's just bound to miss, you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
Then the
that's a-
star falls to the
Yes.
ground and the show falls apart and then it's like the play we're about to go see tonight.
Yeah,
Or
that's
this
right.
afternoon, the play that goes wrong. So, yeah, I think they're gonna probably have another star on a stick, and that'll be another puppet, and
Okay.
so or puppeteer. So maybe that'll be my moment to come out
moment
because
to
I'm not doing Bumble. At least that's not the plan at the moment.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to be
You'll be back there
on headset
directing us all.
backstage.
Right.
Yeah.
Telling us when to go.
Well,
what to do.
Jackie's supposed to be brought in to call the show.
Yay for
Perfect.
Jackie.
And
We love
I guess
Jackie.
run the light board too. I'm not sure. She may have somebody running the light board. I didn't really ask, actually, because it's not me.
Right.
I'm backstage with you guys because it's way more fun
That's
back
where the
there.
fun is backstage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we always have a good time. But like, yeah, well, maybe we'll have some more parents too. Like Laura was trying to recruit some, and
We
sure
talked
you
about
guys
it
were
in the
too.
parent meeting.
Yes.
How every
Oh,
parent
yes.
should work backstage and see what's going on back there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a kind of a good point. Like, that's one of those things that I was hoping that we could, you know, talk about as our podcast kind of goes on. Maybe not cram it all into one episode or anything, but like, you know, I was just giving blood or doing blood work the other day, and the lady doing the actual IV putting in, she was like telling me all about how her daughter had auditioned for Rudolph and she was like waiting to hear and she was not cast, and that happens. But she doesn't do anything else at the theater. And I was like, oh, well, you should definitely get involved, you know, put her in the classes,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, find a vocal instructor or coach to, you know, have her kind of get around all of that, you
Right.
know, and get some exposure to it and see what it's all like. And she was like, oh, well, I didn't really think about that. And I thought, wow, it felt like second nature to us. Like,
Right.
it was like the first thing we did for Pinky was find a vocal coach. And we found ours through our neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were friends. She was a teacher, and she was friends with our vocal coach's teacher, or her dad. I mean, he is a teacher.
Right.
They're both teachers. Anyway, so they had taught together at like one of the elementary schools years ago, and she was like, "I'm pretty sure his daughter does that." And we're like, "Oh, cool." So we got her contact information and called her and got Pinky in. And then we realized who she was and how tied in she was
Yes.
with our community theater.
Right.
And, you know, happy chance there, I guess, really in the end. But, you know, parents don't know that that's kind of what they need to be doing. Sign up for the classes. Get your kids
Get
exposed
exposure.
to,
Right.
you know, that the kind of the whole group of people that run all of that, because a lot of times they're the ones running these youth program shows
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember our first show was Mr. Popper's Penguins, and Lily Kate was third grade, so maybe 8 years old, and thinking, oh, she's got this beautiful voice. This is awesome. And then we get in there, and I was blown away by the talent and the kids and how they sang. And I was like, oh, we need a vocal coach, because while you have a good basis with the voice, there's so much more to it.
Yeah,
So-
Absolutely.
there really is. I took a lesson with her as well. I don't know, 6-8 months ago, something like that. And it was like before I was going to audition for Sister Act, and I just wanted to run through it with her and see like how crappy am I really? Because you know,
Yeah.
also I was a band nerd. And so, like, while I love to sing in the car, like, that's all I've ever really done. Or karaoke when I'm drunk, you know?
Yeah. And everything sounds good when you're
Oh, it
drunk.
sounds
Hell
so
yeah, it
good.
does. And I get good audience going but everybody's drunk. So, like, that's not a good gauge.
No.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll go and I'll have this lesson with her. And, you know, she had tips and things that I had no idea about. She's like, you know, do these warm-ups. It'll help open these areas inside of your head. And they're all important to making the sounds that you want to make. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great. And having only had one lesson, I have no idea today how to like actually apply that same stuff, but I listen to the kids talk, and they have lessons with her all the time, and they're applying that, and they're hearing in like when they go to school, like Pinky goes to Rochelle, and there's like all of these other theater kids there, but most of them are not active in the community theater. They don't take classes. It's just what little bit they're getting in the school program. And I think that's super normal. Right. I would say 99% of people, their kids are doing that, you know? But she's listening to, because they're about to do districts, and she was telling me about some of the other kids, and she's like, they're just wrecking their voice because they don't know what to do. They're kind of lost. And if, you know, you're a parent out there and you're listening to this podcast, you know, our advice to you is always going to be go find somebody to help your student learn how to do this safely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Absolutely.
Do it safely.
Yeah, because you may think, oh, safe, like you're just being crazy. No, actually,
It's just
because
singing.
you just
Destroy
burn out
your voice.
burn it all out. Yeah.
I didn't realize what went into picking just an audition song, like how important it is to pick a song that kind of reflects the character that you're going for. I had no clue about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then finding a good cut that shows a good range.
Right.
Yes.
Because you're not singing the whole song. And of course, if you've never auditioned before and you have a kid like our kid that comes out and is like, well, how'd you do, honey? And they're like, you know, that's all you get. That's not a lot to go on to tell you what they missed on. And when you're not cast, you don't know why.
Right.
And so you're left completely in the dark. This helps kind of fill that gap in a little bit. And yeah, the teachers are great for that. Like, hey, this section, this 16 bars or 30 bars or whatever it is that they've asked you to sing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to give the best range. It'll show low part, high part. It, you know, favors to your instrument with what you're dealing with.
Exactly.
You know, and showing up professionally, making sure you have it in a binder, make sure it's easily to be able to turn the page so they're not having to fumble.
You're not trying to go to the library and print it at the time of your audition.
Yes, we just had that happen.
Just had that happen.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because you're like, you think it's like second nature because we've been doing it now for several years. I mean, Pinky so how we started is she had a school show and she was cast. It was like the mighty, oh gosh, do you remember? I don't know if I remember the name of this. It was like anyway, she was the mighty spelling hero person. And there was a math one and a history one. Yeah, it was a cute little show.
Yeah.
And man, she just kind of stole the show. And we were like, well, what should we? I mean, she was kind of done doing swim. We'd been doing swim for years. And I was like, okay, so what are we going to do? And we saw that thing and we're like, we got to see if there's something local nearby. And so we found LCT, our community theater, and got her involved in all of that. Yes, I hear the dog.
The dog is very thirsty.
Sorry.
Fucking awesome. Enjoy that ASMR in your brain, listeners.
That would be Bandit, and he's got the tongue the size of Texas. So yeah, he just drank about 3 liters of water.
That's pretty funny. So, like, how did Gabby get involved in theater? I don't know that I've heard this.
Okay, so Gabs got involved. Actually, it started with PJ and I because even before kids, we would go to Lakeland Community Theater and watch all their shows. And it was a great date night for us because it was inexpensive and you could go on like a Saturday or Friday. We both enjoy that stuff, you know? So we would go, and I'll never forget, we saw, what's the Rock of Ages? Oh, still our favorite one. Like, we just loved it. It really resonated with us because it's the 80s and all the music. Anyway, so much fun. So then when we started having kids and they started to get old enough where they could, you know, sit without being complete pains in the asses. So we're like, oh, it's about time, you know? They're like 5 years old, 4 or 5, around there. Like, we're going to bring them. So we saw all the little kids shows. We saw Christmas Story. We saw Mary Poppins. Just all those cute little at Lakeland Community Theater. Yeah. And then, was it Seussical maybe? I forget which, or maybe Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know. One of those. Gabby was just completely enthralled. Like, oh, this is what I want to do, you know? And she was 6. And we were like, okay, well, it says on here you can be 6. So let's give it a shot. So Sleeping Beauty was the first one.
Oh, I didn't realize that was, so we had the same first show.
Yeah. See, how cool is that?
Yeah.
A little timeline.
All animals together.
Yeah, she was.
So that was 2019, right?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, I think so, because it was Sleeping Beauty, and then Then did they do Annie that summer in the camp?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like Kate's,
Her
big
breakout
Yeah,
role.
Yeah, her big
Annie.
breakout. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, they did that. Gabs was Molly in that. So she was Little Bird in Sleeping Beauty. So that was lots of fun. Those auditions, no clue. We didn't know what to do.
Pinky's first one, she's saying happy birthday because we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't even have music.
I think she did like Part of Your World or whatever, like
Aw.
every little girl sings that, like a million times, right? In an audition. So anyway, so we got that for her, and I have no idea how she did or whatever, but she ended up getting
Still to
cast.
this day.
Yeah. Don't know.
We'll never know.
No, never know. So, and I'll tell you, and this is what we were telling the parents last night, that was my first time as a parent letting my child off without me other than like a school function, because
Oh.
even when she had done dance or whatever, you're still there with them. You get to watch through the window. Like that was a thing for PJ and I to be like, oh my God, are we okay with like leaving my child for like 5 hours? We don't know these people.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to watch.
No.
You can't just like, okay, well, I'll just go sit in the
I'll
house
be
while
right
they're
here,
playing around
honey.
on the stage. Yeah.
No,
No, they don't want you there.
No. And she had zero anxiety about it or anything. Just like her first day of school. She was like, see ya, Ma,
Yeah.
So she was gone. And I was like, oh. But
They're always ready first.
yeah.
That's how it is.
Ain't that the truth? So anyway, so that was her first gig. And I don't think she's stopped since, to be quite honest
No.
with you.
Has she done every junior show since
She's
then?
done every single junior show since then. Yeah, absolutely. She auditioned for Beauty and the Beast. Nothing. I don't know. She probably technically should have even auditioned for that because she was so young. But, we're like, oh, maybe Chip. Maybe Chip. Now.
Yeah.
So we gave it a shot. Nope, didn't get cast in that one. And then the only other one she didn't get cast in was It's a Wonderful Life. Her and PJ went together.
Oh, that
and
was
auditioned
is
for
that a stage read?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
That was the
stage
one
read.
where they had like a Foley artist on stage, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
making
I
all the
think so.
sounds and stuff.
Yeah, and there was I don't know, 4 people, or there's only a couple kids.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
And they all played a bunch of different roles or whatever. But yeah, they had some older kids up in there. But anyway, so it worked out great. So she was completely bit by that bug. We were bit by the bug.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's been great. I mean, she's had a wonderful little adventure and has been growing.
No signs of stopping anytime
No,
soon.
goodness, no.
Not for
No.
any of them,
No.
which is great because I love our little group, our little parent group, and we all get to wait together.
Yep.
When they do callbacks and stuff, all biting nails and whatever.
Yes.
Of course, now I'm like, no, I'm gonna be your ASM or whatever, so I get to be in the room.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah,
inside
you
scoop
do.
now. But notice we have not bothered you about that.
Nope.
we would never abuse
don't.
that.
No.
At least not yet.
We're very, exactly. We're standing in our back.
It's only a matter of time, and then I'll move up because
Yeah.
that's how that tends to progress.
Right,
So I'll be
definitely.
SM for some youth program at some point, and then
Yeah.
it'll be time when one of you gets tapped. ASM.
Oh, I got my nose this time. The other night I tried to touch my nose and I totally missed. And I didn't even have a drink in me.
No, you didn't. It was like, what happened there?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was double fisting that day.
Yeah, you are.
I just couldn't decide which one I wanted.
Well, you
They
made
both
2
looked
good choices.
They were delicious. The watermelon mint was surprisingly tasty.
Yeah, that is
was-
surprising.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a drink at the joinery. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
look into that.
They have they have this one that has boba in it. And they call it thyme, like THYME, the herb.
Oh, how cute.
Keeps on sipping.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
that. A little
Yeah,
play
it's
on
perfect.
words.
Yeah.
Little
Though
flavors.
all of their drinks are kind of like that. They're little cocktail ones. And they have, craft beers and stuff, but I'm not really a beer person.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure.
How
we'll
long's
go
Lily
back
Kate
there.
been doing theater now? Because she was
So-
way before us.
Not way before. She wasn't that far before.
Okay.
We were at a football game, the high school football game, and she was just being her extra self, which we say she has glitter in her veins, and she
For
just
sure she does.
is just extra all the time. And she was dancing along with the cheerleaders, and a lady sitting next to us is like, "Oh, you've got to get her in theater." And we're like, "What?" And her daughter apparently had gone through the program and was now doing professional things. She said, "She's got it. You got to get her in the theater.
Nice.
Why don't you go take some of the classes?" Which we did, and it started there. The first class she was in, the director was directing Mr. Popper's Penguins that fall, and encouraged her to audition, and she did, and was one of the penguins. And from there, same thing. She's done every show.
Just getting it.
Right. Yeah, and just absolutely love it. We were counting. This is her 15th show there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't sat back to count how many, but I know we're not there.
Well, what we do is with each show, she has a little bracelet that my mom got her one Christmas that you can put charms on. And so for each show, she gets a different charm.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yes, and her plan is to take it to the Tonys one day and holds it up and say, "This is all the hard work I've done."
She's going to need like a
Yeah,
necklace.
right.
Yeah, she's gonna have
and
to have a
like-
whole earring rings with all of the same charms.
Yeah, that's her plan.
Oh, that's amazing. I
I
love
don't know
that. I
if it's
can't wait to
life's
see
plan.
it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay.
Yeah, from that side, it'll be what it'll be. But she seems destined to me.
Yeah, she's on her way.
It's in her blood.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's amazing. Like, she is never afraid to audition. It doesn't matter if it's a new director. It doesn't matter if it's people she doesn't know. She's like all in. Where I'm simply terrified just showing
She's
up.
auditioning for Into the Woods soon,
Yes,
right?
she
Is that
is.
just a couple weeks?
2 weeks.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
gonna
wait.
be exciting.
That's going to be a
wait.
hard one because every girl in Central Florida is going to show up for Little
Yeah,
Red.
you're probably right on that one.
Yeah.
But I mean,
She's got a great shot.
she's
and
got
it-
a great shot.
It really just depends what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
You know, age
Yeah.
and all those little puzzle
else gets
pieces.
Well, that's kind of the other
Yeah,
thing too.
There's
like,
so much into it.
You don't realize how much goes into that. There's so like it's not just were they good, are they talented? Of course, you know. I say of course. I guess that's not everybody who comes out to audition is talented, but you know, the vast majority, at least in our area, like we're in this crazy talent bubble.
I know. It's
Um,
insane.
Right
kinda
between
just
Tampa and Orlando.
Yeah. But you know, people, you send your kid in there and you don't get to see how the rest of it goes. But they're generally doing a great job. They're singing, they're dancing, you know, and they do fantastic. And they either get a call back or they don't. And then, you know, they come, they do their call back, and then you wait for that call, and you have no idea. You're not getting any feedback. You don't know why when you get the news whether they were cast or not cast. You don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason, it seems like. But it's all about kind of how the puzzle pieces fit together. Every kid is a puzzle piece. And it's like, okay, well, we have, you know, 5 lead roles, and these leads are on the stage together and these ones are not, and they need to look good together, like if they're supposed to be a couple, or, you know, if they're supposed to be young Rudolph and older Rudolph. You know,
Yeah.
they're all young because they're all kids, but like you can't have your young Rudolph be taller.
Right.
No.
So it's like-
yeah, you got to have the parents be taller than the actual Rudolph.
Yeah.
And then you have humans, right? And then you're going to have to be
And
taller.
elves.
than that.
Exactly.
You have to be little.
Yes, and the elves have to be little.
Yeah,
You know,
so it's
there's
kind
so
of
much.
it's kind of a lot that goes into it, and you know, I actually feel every time I've helped so far, and I've only SM'd twice, and one of those was for stage read, but so that was slightly less important, the visual component of that, but you know, in the end, I don't envy what's happening with the directors in that
No,
decision making
goodness, no.
process.
that's
It feels impossible sometimes.
Right. Because they're all so talented.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But they always do a great job. Like in the beginning, you might be like, oh, what's that? And then you see it and it's like, oh, this vision has just
makes
come to life.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes complete sense. And, you know, I think our kids have gotten to the point where they understand that.
Yeah.
Like they get it. You know, they may have in their heart a certain part that they really want, but then let's say they get something else and then it's like, oh, okay, but they understand, right?
Yeah.
They understand the why
They
to
do.
it. So they try not to take that all that so personal.
Yeah, it was like
you
when
know?
we did Matilda, and of course, all of our girls wanted to be Matilda.
Oh, of course they
Oh,
did.
Absolutely.
We were just so fortunate they actually got in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But about halfway through, Lily Kate said, "I'm really glad I didn't get Matilda." I said, "Why?" She goes, "I just love being part of the ensemble. It's so much fun, and I get to be with my friends, and it's more relaxing." So sometimes what they think they want is not what they actually want in
Right.
the long
Yep.
run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gabby felt that same way because it was her and Eva Lise at the very, very end. And we didn't know Eva Lise. Perfect example, right? Of
Yeah.
talent just walking in. You know, everybody thinks like going up, you know, weeks before a show, weeks before audition, you know, the kids already, oh, you'd be great for this or you'd be, and they're directing their own show and they have who needs
Yeah.
to be who in their little minds.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
precast in their heads.
Oh, totally.
Even though they say they
totally.
don't.
Oh, I believe so and so would be great for whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
they
somebody
do.
walks in off the street who's not ever done anything there at the theater before.
Exactly.
Yeah, there were
And-
several of those in Matilda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For
With
sure.
Miss Honey
sure.
and Trunchbull.
Yeah, and you just don't know. And what was wonderful out of that is, you know, Gab's got a great friend out of Eva Lise, so it's just awesome. And they,
Yeah.
you know, it was perfect. Yeah, and then she got to get thrown by her pigtails, which was lots of fun.
That was fun.
It was a special little suit.
Yes, her harness.
Yeah.
She never
It's
wanted to take
crazy
it
though
off.
to see some of that theater magic, you know.
Oh, I know.
And that was our first one, sort of like we had been backstage a little bit up to then, but I feel like we did a lot more volunteering and stuff. We were more there for that one.
Yeah. because we had the little kids.
Yeah.
With those, so the group of little kids, and then the group of teenagers, and then the adults.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of wanted to
Man.
keep an eye on ours.
I miss that show so
Oh,
much.
that was so much
We
fun.
just slid it in right before
Oh my
COVID.
gosh.
I mean, it was like,
We ended on
were
a
we like a
Sunday,
week?
and then Fridays when the world shut
It was
down.
like
Was it?
during that time because kids were like sick that day.
Oh yeah.
Like strike,
yeah.
you know? And so I guarantee you that was what was going on. We just didn't know what it was at the time,
Yeah.
you know? And then, so we literally just slid that right under the wire.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yeah. By days, literally 5 days. And then
Well,
it all
I was
shut
telling
down.
the kids as they were going to school that last day, and I was like, I think you need to, anything that you think is important, you go ahead and bring it home today.
Yeah.
I will come and pick you up from school if I have to, because they were still, bus riding or whatever they were doing at the time. And I'm like, I will come and pick you up. Just get your stuff, so just in case.
Yep.
Because we were talking about it in our office even. I
Yeah.
mean, we were following it for months up to
Well,
that
yes,
point.
you
Because you
were.
remember we would like sit
Oh, I
backstage
know.
and talk about it.
I was in denial. Oh, stop following those red dots on the map. Everything's fine. It's all
No,
good.
look at how many there are now. They're everywhere.
It's moving. It's coming closer. We're fine.
Coming for us.
Yeah.
Now I listen to you.
Yeah.
When you
Right?
tell me something's about to happen.
Now I'm like, well, monkeypox, it'll be fine.
It's all good.
It's
Don't touch anybody.
Yeah.
For real. Just go sitting on those toilet seats.
Oh, jeez.
Man, I do not want monkeypox on my ass.
Oh, no. That would not
Sounds
be good.
horrible. Or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
dot, dot, dot.
Dot, dot, dot. Fill in the blank.
Yeah, you don't want any of that either. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, it's going to be so much fun, and I'm really excited about our next little adventure.
Yes, Rudolph.
I know. It's
Yeah,
going
it's
to be
gonna be a fun
awesome.
show. It's in that style too. That's like the kind of that claymation. That version of Rudolph we all kind of grew up with.
Right.
Yeah, all those iconic characters.
We got some heavy breathers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
It's the
Some
dogs.
more ASMR for
Yeah.
anybody listening.
It's the dogs. What
Yeah.
are you going to
They've
do?
been running.
Yes.
Oh,
Outside.
They got a nice backyard back there, so it makes
Oh,
sense.
I know. They love it. You just go in and out.
And it's gorgeous out today.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Blue
I know
sky,
next week it's
70
going to be hot as
degrees.
shit again.
I think there's a cold front coming through Wednesday.
Really? Oh, thank
So I
God.
kind of heard in
hope
the
so.
background.
Yeah, this is my favorite Florida weather right
Yeah.
now. Not a lot of humid, make your hair get all frizzy
Dora.
or flat. Or Dora. Exactly. We have all three representing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just so excited that we're starting this because we get to
know.
share everything that all of our trials and tribulations and good things, positive, negatives, all of that. We get to now share it with everybody.
Oh, I know.
And
We have
that's
some stories.
fantastic.
Yeah, we do.
We have some stories. We'll probably have to, like change names for anonymity's
Yes.
sake and
Yes,
you know,
yes.
come up with some. I was telling Angela, I think maybe we've already said some names today, like
Yeah.
our kids' names primarily, but I think we should come up with, if we're going to talk about other kids or other stories or other theaters, even because we have had some of those experiences too, like locally, not just with our home theater. That maybe we should consider how we want to tell those stories, because
Yeah.
sometimes they're really really funny.
Yeah.
And you just want to share those because they are hilarious and they're
Yes.
a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that you're
Protecting.
Yeah.
Yes, we always
Yeah.
want to be
Maintaining.
positive.
Yes.
We joke about the name Drama Mamas because we're so not the Drama Mamas. We don't have drama.
No, exactly.
We have fun, and we don't ever. Gosh, we've never ever even had a tiff of any kind
No,
whatsoever.
God,
no.
And we're just a family, and so we
Yeah.
just always we're happy.
It's kind of a play on words.
It is.
Right?
It
Yeah.
is.
It's
We're
We
not.
have our honorary drama mamas too.
We
that
do.
we'll be bringing in
Yes.
soon.
Yes,
Yes.
who know
So
a
I'm
whole lot
excited.
more than we do.
Oh yeah, they do. Well, I mean,
The
they've been,
subject matter experts.
yeah, they've been doing this like their whole lives, most of them.
Right.
So
And the stories that they would have, holy smokes,
Oh
right?
my gosh, yes.
You can't make this stuff up, people. I'm just telling you.
yeah, for real.
It gets kind of crazy.
That's why you have to work backstage.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you can see it.
Yes. And we
Yeah.
all started backstage, like, I think there's a natural progression for the actors when they first get on. You're an inanimate object maybe, or maybe you're an animal, and then you get to be a person, and then you get to be a person with maybe some lines, and it just kind of works that way. And so for parents, it's really the same kind of way. And it's not just moms, it's dads too, because we have boys in the cast, and like boys' dressing rooms always need to be chaperoned and things like that. So
Yeah, totally.
don't always think that it's just a mom thing. But
Well, Chris is there for
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
as many
our
shows.
husbands, yes, work front of the house. I mean, Alex has done that for sure, and back of the house. So with parents too, you start off, you kind of watch the kids in the back in the green room, making sure everybody's quiet and getting along, and
Costume changes.
yes,
Helping.
yes, absolutely. Repairing things that go wrong, and then you just kind of matriculate. And now, before you know it, you're moving set pieces, and things are falling on your head.
I know.
It's just the way it goes.
Castles like taking you out.
Oh, my
Pushing you
gosh.
against the prop table in the back,
Oh,
and then
jeez.
all the Gaston's
the
mugs fall off.
Just
just
like
keep
that
falling.
helmet
It just
going down
keeps
the well in Lord of the Rings. It just kept going. Like, is it gonna stop?
Yeah. Or you slow motion fall the entire length of the backstage. Yes, that was my
goodness.
thing.
That was good.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
a good one.
But the joy of it is that it is live theater. And so anything can happen.
Anything can
Yeah.
happen. Anything's possible.
Oh,
Oh,
look
look
at that.
you
Tied it
working
right
in.
back in.
What? Yeah.
oh, that's fantastic. Yes. Live your dreams. For sure.
This was never my dream. I was an athlete, and the thought of being on stage terrifies me.
Oh, and
You're about
I
to get
know.
your debut.
And now I got to be Bumble.
And she's going to get to bow. What?
Oh no.
Oh, dang.
that's what Laura said.
Oh dear.
She said, Jordan bows.
Yeah.
Well, you're a puppet. You're on the stage. You're
But I'm not a
Bumble.
junior.
So, you're still in the show.
Aren't there laws against that? Like, can't be over 18.
I think
Weird.
Bumble slides right in there. Under the
Yeah, I'm not sure about
I'm
that.
gonna look for a way to make it illegal,
Just so she doesn't have to have
just
it,
so I
right?
don't have to.
We went out for bows when we, for the first time as techs that I've been doing it, during SpongeBob.
Oh really?
Yeah, on the last show,
I was there.
Alan let us go out. Did you not go on stage?
No, I wasn't in. I didn't help with SpongeBob
Oh yeah.
because it was summer.
I don't know. I'm used to
It's-
seeing you
I
there for
know.
like everything. Everything we do, you're usually there. Yeah. We were throwing the balls out, and then we got to go out, and we took
that's
extra,
awesome.
like the beach balls. You know? And so we had a shit ton of beach balls by the last show.
Oh my god.
Because
Oh, I
Chris and I,
bet.
like, they kept deflating.
Right.
Because it's the stage, and there's always lots of things to pop balloons or balls. And so we had the big beach balls, and we kept like putting tape over like the holes and then pumping them up before each show so that we could just get a little bit longer life out of them.
jeez.
Yeah.
But they really weren't lasting, so we went and we bought more. And locally, you can't find those giant ones.
Oh, really?
And getting them on Amazon, they're surprisingly expensive. Like I wouldn't have expected that they were going to be like $100.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
For a single ball.
real?
Yeah.
Seriously?
So
That's crazy. I think
so
the
we didn't
dollar
buy
store-
those.
No, gosh,
But
no.
I did find a pack that had some slightly bigger ones, and so I got those coming from Amazon. But they wouldn't be there until like the second weekend. So we went to Walmart, and they had like a bunch of like dollar tiny little ones that were like 12 inches. So we got that at the same time. Our SM for that show, she also went to like Dollar Tree, and she found some that were just slightly bigger than the Walmart ones. So we were just backstage airing them all up. And then come the last show, we had the Amazon ones. We had the ones we'd been keeping alive the whole show.
Oh,
and then
nice.
those little ones. And so we were just throwing them out. And like, it was just balls everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Who lives in a
perfect.
pineapple under the sea, And so Alan said that we could go up on stage on that, how it had the platform kind of along the back where Judy
Yeah.
was with sound and all of that. And so we got to go up there and
How do
party
I-
down
I don't remember that.
for that, which is right after the bows. We didn't like bow.
Right.
But it was right after the bows when you like party on stage. Woo!
That was such a fun show.
It was a
That
blast.
was.
Yeah,
That was a
I didn't
great
know what
show.
to expect, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. It's like what we're going to see today. I don't really know what to expect, but I know we're going to love it.
Okay,
It's
so
going to be fantastic. Let's
quick
talk
story.
about it.
Quick story. So Laura was telling me that they were going to be doing the play that goes wrong at Winter Haven, and I was like, "Oh, cool." And she's like, "I don't really know anything. I don't know anything about it." So she was like, "Here, let me show you." And she pulls up YouTube, and she's showing me like some clips. And you guys, I wear diapers because it's gonna be fucking hilarious today. Because I was laughing pretty hard on just the YouTube clips she was showing me. And so we get done and we start SpongeBob because it was like we were just killing time before SpongeBob started because, you know, we had teched everything, got it all prepped the night before. So you just walk in, and I was just doing slides because now that we have those LED screens.
So nice.
Oh, it's such a great addition.
They add so much to the show. They really do. So now that we have those, almost every director wants stuff going on up there. So you have to have a slide operator. Slide operator. It's just PowerPoint.
Right.
So you're just hitting the next button. I'm not doing the design. We have our props person and LED design person, and she made all of that stuff. So she made it nice and easy, and you're just hitting the button at the right time, waiting for your cue. And anyway, so we go to start that show, and I know that was a long segue. So we go to start that show, and the soundboard, the lighting board wasn't working.
Oh gosh.
It was working fine before the show.
Oh, no.
We opened the house, and now we're kind of just sitting in the queue, waiting for the show to start.
It's live theater.
We start the show. SpongeBob goes out.
Oh no.
Nothing's working. No lights. Nothing.
It's just dark.
It's
It's dark under the sea.
It was stuck in like semi-light.
Oh, okay.
But none of the cues were going, and everybody's like freaking out. The play that goes wrong was happening in SpongeBob. And so it's kind of like cursed. Now you can't I was like, Laura, it's your fault. You played that for us.
Yeah,
Turns out it was just like, you know, a slider on the board. Just had to be slid up, and everything would have worked fine. But we had to actually stop.
Yeah, didn't you restart the show?
Chris had to go out there with the God mic, and sorry guys, we're having some technical difficulties.
Chris go out there.
We were trying to get Roy who was running sound to kill the sound, and we were having trouble getting the word down to him, and so over the headset there was just chaos.
Right.
Over the headsets. And everybody's yelling at Chris to just take the God mic, which I had because, you know, I always start the show, it goes out, and it comes back to me. And so I had the God mic, and everybody's yelling at Chris, like, get the God mic, go out there, stop them, because they were still singing and sound was still happening. There was nothing broke with sound.
Right,
you know?
right. So the show must go on.
Yeah, so it was just going, and, you know, sound's just like, hey, how's it going, you know? Oh, my gosh. Seems a little dark today, you know? But, yeah, so he had to go out on stage with the God mic and like, sorry, folks, you know, stop the actors. They were all like, why is Chris walking out on stage? Yeah. It was crazy.
He must have been terrified.
It was chaos. that show
had a lot of those chaos
had a lot
moments.
of chaos.
Actors deciding they're done in the middle of the show.
Yeah. Patrick walked out mid-show.
But replacement
Twice.
Patrick was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He did such a great job, and he's so very. I wish we could say his name, but anyway, he said.
Well,
those
we
who
said other
know,
names,
know.
but yeah.
Yeah, true. I know, right? Why stop now?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get some feedback on that one. Like, try to get some ideas about like whether or not that's a kosher thing to do or not.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel weird about it.
Yeah,
I feel a little weird too. But it was something that's like published online and on Facebook, like an actor's name who's been in the show. Versus
True. So it's not like a new thing.
Right.
It's not like.
So Ben Santos, you're amazing.
Yeah, you are amazing, Ben. We love you.
You're my
Shout out to
hero.
Ben.
Can't wait for you to do some more stuff.
Yeah. Well, he
So.
was just in the show I did.
Yeah.
He's probably taking a break.
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang's up soon.
Yes.
It is. That's
Is Lily
gonna
Kate
be
going to
awesome.
audition for that one too?
Yes. She is auditioning for Into the Woods first, which is highly
Which
unlikely. She'll
takes
get
priority,
cast, right.
though,
So if
for this
that is
cool
a
role.
fail, then she will audition for Chitty.
All right.
It's going to be a great show. Gabs is too.
We need
I'm
to
sure
watch.
Pinky is too.
I honestly don't think I've actually watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Maybe many years ago.
PJ used to watch it with the kids.
Maybe
like,
we need to watch it. Like,
Yeah,
we should
movie
watch
night.
it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Like a
cute.
little research.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
Dick
I
Van
had like
Dyke,
I had the little Hot Wheels car, and it had little wings that
gosh.
folded out, and it had little people in it because it's like a convertible.
We used to have a car we
Nice.
called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang because it was a piece of junk. And when you turned left, the horn would honk. So you could always tell when somebody
you
was
go.
coming home. It was, All right, Dad's home.
I'm purposely going around the block so I don't have to make a left turn.
Only right-hand turns.
That's like the UPS truck or whatever, isn't it? Who does that? I don't even know. Did I
That's
just make that up?
hilarious.
No. There is some sort of delivery truck. They only go one way. I don't know
Oh,
which
jeez.
one it is.
I've not heard that.
I know that if you get like if you're doing GPS directions, it will try to give you directions so that it's a safer route. There's like less of that stuff.
Oh.
I'm starting to see kids again, so we must be
They're
getting
getting
close
fidgety.
to time. Oh, it's 12:58, so yeah,
Oh, okay,
we're probably
perfect.
getting pretty close to time for our show.
Yeah.
We'll just have to, save up some stories for
We
Yeah,
got plenty.
we will.
the next
That
podcast.
should not be a
So
problem.
the next podcast, we can totally talk about the show that we're about to see today.
Yes,
and we'll let
definitely.
you all know
The play that goes
how
wrong.
it's going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and on the next one, it'll be fun.
Yes, for
All right.
sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.